up, guys? How you guys doing today? So in today's video, I wanted to make a video on COD Mobile versus Apex Mobile. Obviously, Apex Mobile hasn't been out long, but this is going to be strictly for controller players because obviously my channel is basically all about controller players. And obviously, before we get started though, be sure to follow me on Instagram and on Twitch. I've been streaming a lot on Twitch, and we do a lot of community stuff. I do giveaways, I do subathons, I do community nights and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested, feel free to go on Twitch and follow me on there, and you guys can hang out with us. We play a lot of COD Mobile, we play Apex Mobile, and on Instagram I usually do like polls and stuff like that. So if you want me to play a certain game, sometimes I'll do like a poll on there. So be sure to follow me on both accounts. I'm also going to be posting a lot of COD Mobile and Apex Mobile content on my second channel. It's mostly going to be gameplay, but I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I want to post more gameplay. I don't want to put it on my main channel, so I'm going to be putting it on there. I think I'm going to call it more of Beny Munoz, so that's what the YouTube channel is going to be called. But let's get started into this video. So before we get started, I want to talk about how it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of pros and cons for both games. We're going to start off with COD Mobile, because COD Mobile is what has been out longer, and I just want to, it's going to be strictly about the controllers though, not about the games. Is it worth playing on, is it worth to play on controller for COD Mobile or Apex Mobile? So let's get started with COD Mobile, right? Some of the cons, I would say, I've made multiple videos on this. You obviously have a lot of disadvantages. The settings aren't the greatest either. You kind of feel like you have to change your settings whenever you go on a different device when you're playing on a controller. That's something I do not like. The promo button obviously has never been fixed. It's really slow. I feel like the settings, their sensitivity, it's not that bad. I think it's still playable, right? You just have to get used to it, and it might take you a while to get used to it, but once you're used to it, you can really get good at the game with a controller. You can compete with touch players, and I think it's a lot easier, especially for someone who's new to the mobile community. So obviously I think that there, some of the pros obviously of playing on controller is, I think that a lot of you guys are just used to playing gaming on a controller, so playing COD Mobile on a controller just feels right. That's how I felt. There's obviously some disadvantages, but I think that the aim assist is pretty good. I think that the movement is not that bad. I think there's a lot of pros for playing on controller. I just feel like if we're speaking about the game too, COD Mobile obviously has way better multiplayer than Apex Mobile, and I feel like that's why a lot of controller players might stay on COD Mobile, just because Apex Mobile does have multiplayer, but it's not as fun, not as competitive. They're mostly known for BR, and some of you guys, I'm sure, you guys just want to play multiplayer, which is completely fine. The only thing that really sucks is that you can't really play ranked on COD Mobile unless you do some glitches, and they always pass the glitches. So that's something that really sucks. But I feel like, in my opinion, if we're speaking about the game, I think that COD Mobile had a better peak than when it first came out. It had a better peak. It was more enjoyable. There was more to do. I caught myself playing 6-8 hours a day on COD Mobile when it first came out, because it was super fun. There were so many things to do, and I think that that's why playing COD Mobile is a really good game to play on controller. But in my opinion as well, I think that it's also getting really stale. Everything's super sweaty. It's just not as fun as it used to be. I'll play 1 or 2 games and I'm already find myself getting bored of the game, and it's just something I feel like is getting stale, and that's why having Apex is a good thing. I don't really like comparing both games. I just like having more options on mobile gaming, and I feel like a lot of people are trying to make a comparison, which it really shouldn't be a comparison. It should just be you guys should just enjoy both games being on mobile, because that gives you more of a variety of games to play. on mobile instead of just having one game. And that's something really cool. I'm sure in the future they're gonna have more stuff like Warzone will be coming out. I'm sure Fortnite already is kind of out. You have to download it in like a certain app, but I'm sure there's other, like Valorant's coming out, Rainbow Six. What is the other game? Battlefield. They're all coming out on mobile. But let's talk a little bit more about Apex. In my opinion, Apex right now is the better game to play on controller. I feel like everything just feels right about playing on controller. It feels like they want you to play on controller. The only thing that does suck is that you're only playing against controller players, so sometimes you do get into like a full bot lobby. Talking about like the pub matches, but I think that it's a better game to play. I feel like, in my opinion, it has better movement for controller players. You can change your button layout, which in COD Mobile you can't do that, which is super nice. There's a lot of things that you can do. There, like the prone, all the buttons work. Unlike COD Mobile, some of the buttons don't work. And I just feel like right now, if you're a controller player getting into like mobile gaming, I would really consider playing Apex if you're into BR. If you're not into BR, I would consider playing COD Mobile. But I think they both have BR and they have multiplayer. The only problem is they don't have ranked on Apex, so you're playing a lot of bots when you're like playing TDM or you're playing Arena, and it's not as fun, it's not as enjoyable, it's not COD Mobile. So if you want to play multiplayer games, I would definitely say play COD Mobile for sure. But if you want a better controller experience, which is what this video is basically made about, I would say play Apex. Apex has really good controller settings. There's not much of a disadvantage of playing on controller. The movement, the sliding, everything feels right. You can change. They have a dead zone. They have you can change your camera. You can change. There's a lot of things that you can change. So I would just say the only bad thing about Apex is obviously it's known for BR. So playing BR, there's only so much I could play. This is what I was saying before on COD Mobile. I could play it 6 to 8 hours when it first came out, because there were so many options to play, a variety of things to do. Unlike Apex, I feel like playing BR really is your only option, and it's after 2-3 hours I get bored, but it is more fun than playing COD Mobile at this moment. But if I was comparing peak to peak, I would definitely say that COD Mobile was the better choice. But right now, I just feel like COD Mobile is kind of stale, kind of boring, really sweaty. It's not as enjoyable. And playing Apex, it's pretty enjoyable for a couple hours, but like I said, it gets boring after a couple hours because you're just doing the same thing, playing on the same map. Maybe they should add some more maps, or they should add a rank system to multiplayer, because there's just not enough to do, in my opinion. But I feel like if we're strictly talking about controller gameplay, I do feel like Apex has the advantage here, has the better settings for controller players, and there's definitely more to for controller players, and they definitely care more about the controller community on this mobile game. So it's really up to you guys. Like I said before, the main thing is, if you like playing multiplayer, your best option is going to be COD Mobile, but it is super sweaty right now, so that's the only thing I don't really like. But if you like BR, I would definitely say play Apex Mobile. And if you just want a really, really good controller experience for a mobile game, I would also say play Apex, because I think it's the best option here. And I don't know, but I might be wrong. You guys can let me know down in the comments section. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button.